Mystery is a super powerful emotion.
Steve and I, we had a little bit of a disagreement, which is totally fine. We typically do. We don't see things exactly the same. Steven wants me to show you something, and then he's gonna go off on it. So something he really likes is this billboard campaign by Netflix. Watch. Okay, so this is just these boards are gonna keep playing. So
like, here's what I love about it. So there's a whole bunch of things. Statement: Netflix is a joke. On its own is a negative statement about Netflix.
Correct.
So Netflix had the guts to throw up
no URL, no nothing else, no
URL, no design. Netflix is a joke. And look, a lot of people go, yeah, that streamer is a joker. But the whole thing, mystery is a super powerful emotion. And when you present a mystery to people, the brain processes it and there's a technique in advertising called teaser campaigns, and they're based upon mystery. Now,
right.
If I was going to give one complaint on those ones, they didn't resolve the mystery well. But mystery is super, super powerful. And when you use it with billboards, man, you can create a whole campaign where you take people down this mysterious path. There was a campaign I mimicked. So it was ran in Halifax when I was in university, and it was for James Ready beer. And it was the most successful beer launch in Canadian history at the time. And the campaign started with ready. That was it. Ready. And then the question, are you ready? And then it was like, are you ready for James? And then the beer came out. Are you ready for James Ready? And they would show the beer. But everybody was like, what? And so we did one for
an indoor play space.
Unfortunately, they didn't survive the pandemic, but it was Jack's Urban Jungle.
Yeah, indoor play space.
And the first one was like, Jack. Who's Jack? I was like, not who, where? Like, we had this whole thing. And in the town we ran it in, like the owner, because this was all pre-launch, would talk about how he'd be biting his tongue because every party he went to that Christmas, everyone was talking about and trying to guess what the hell it was.
Correct.
And he was sitting there.
Well, you know what, though?
Everyone in town was talking about these billboards.
Kind of what I liked about the Netflix one, because really what question marks go through people's mind is this a competitor calling out Netflix as being a joke? Is this some rich bastard who's like, got more money than brains, and he's just throwing shit on boards? Because that's happened before, right? Like,
yes.
You don't really truly know what this message is, except for somebody somewhere, even if it's Netflix, is throwing shade at Netflix.
So, brilliant campaign.
Yes.
And then, and I'm going to guess because of this, there were so many people who didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
Here's what they ran next, which was still a good campaign, because when it comes to billboards, better than freaking average.
Correct.
Usually billboards, the visuals don't add anything to the story, and there's too many words. So why don't you show these next ones? But here's the problem. There's no mystery.
No.
You've now, it's a microphone. Oh, and then there's a punchline. Oh, this is about a comedy act. And they would have even been better if they ran one billboard and then the other later and created even the tiniest little bit of mystery.
Yeah.
But they immediately went to, look, somebody on the committee somewhere, or some marketing idiot who has no idea what they're doing, because they're plentiful out there, went, you know what? When we were reviewing the social media and the other ones, there was a whole pile of people who couldn't figure it out. So you know what we need to do is we need to connect the dots so everybody understands it. And suddenly, no mystery, no conversation, no debate. But I will say this, they're good billboards.
Right.
They're just not as good as the other ones.
Right. And so what I was going to say, so like, it's not a good campaign. I think that's where you're having the hardest time. It's not a good campaign. The teaser campaign would have been brilliant if they continued to do things incrementally as they got closer and closer to where they really were going to go on sale. And then do your big reveal. And I think with the failure, and again, you and I will see this a little differently, but I think the failure is we do sticky sales stories. Stories is the big underlining asterisk surrounded bold.
Well, and sticky.
Stories make it sticky. And this is the problem.
Correct.
What they did is they started and they ended and there was no middle.
Well, and the thing, and this is the other part, when you're using mystery, what they don't realize is you can run billboards in a series and people will follow along. We did a billboard one time in California. It was a text conversation. And every 2 weeks, we would add the next line and then it would, with the dot, so you knew more was coming. And we literally had social media posts where people figured out it changed every 2 weeks, and somebody would like literally drive a little bit out of his way because they wanted to see the next installment of the conversation.
Yep.
Like, think about this. The person is driving out of their way to read our advertisement because they want to hear what the next installment of the conversation is.
Correct.
And there was no branding on it.
No.
Until the very end where the person said, here's who you got to call.
But I do want to talk about the second part of the campaign that we showed. So the one where the microphone's connected to the box, which says Netflix is a joke, and then it reveals the whole thing. If they ran that only, I don't think they should have, but if they ran that only, what I loved about that was they took 2 billboards that can both be seen.
Yes.
Connected the 2 billboards physically, which means you had to look. And here's the thing, it was powerful messaging because people stopped to video it. Those videos, the video that we saw, there was just hundreds of those online. It's stopping people. They're paying attention. They did a good job. It would be brilliant if that's what they put up and they kind of ran that, or maybe a couple versions of that. That would be fine. But what they didn't do was they started somewhere else and then finished here, and they didn't connect the story or bring them through and really draw that out.
Right. Because what they're looking at going is, I have 2 billboards, and what they didn't think about is if you create enough mystery, people will come back. It's called cliffhangers. Watch sitcoms from the 80s and you'll learn something about cliffhangers. So, but this is all, if you're really skilled and you create good mystery and intrigue, you don't have to resolve because they're like, well, we would need 3 billboards to resolve the story. Don't resolve it. Let some time go by. You can do the second installment, let some time go by, and then you can finish the story. Advertisers fear mystery.
Correct.
We did a radio campaign for Travis Crawford, heating and air conditioning, and it ran for 4 months on the radio where we did not tell anybody what he did. And you know what ended up becoming the most popular way of people finding him on his website? Who is Travis Crawford?
I think that's crazy good, but you gave me, but this episode, and everybody, you're watching epiphanies happen, but we're on a call this afternoon, you and I, to talk about one of our shared clients' billboard campaign.
We are, ironically.
And it is a new thing. Like, we're literally talking about how are we going to, their new offer to the world, we're going to be talking about how do we launch this out on their billboard campaign. We've done it on radio. Yes. I'm just saying there might be a way for us to be a little bit sneaky here. And I don't know how to do it because they've got billboards all over their area. But anyway, guys, listen, we would love to find things. If you notice, what we're trying to do is show what's really, really brilliant, but then even really, really brilliant marketing sometimes has to listen to a boardroom. And the boardroom, unfortunately, will try and be safe, and it takes some of the extra power out. We don't believe in being safe. We believe in really putting yourself out there on the tippy top edge of what is awesome so you can be brilliant. And that's what we would love the world to understand about great marketing and advertising. So, Steve, that's awesome. I really appreciate you talking about Netflix is a joke.
It is you know what? It is a joke.
It is a joke. Guys, thanks for joining us. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Give us some comments. What else? What did we miss? What would you guys like us to talk about? And we'll see you guys on the next episode.